Good morning, everyone. We're glad that you joined us today. We have Dave Bevan here with ADP. He is our contact, and we just wanted to have some time for him to explain all of the things that ADP offers. It's a lot more than what you would think, and I won't delay. I'll just let Dave jump right in. Hi, Dave.
Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing?
Doing great.
Good. Well, thanks for letting me share all about ADP. So yeah, I really enjoy working with your franchise, and I know I've been part of trainings over the past several months, and it's been really good getting a better understanding of your brand. So yeah, it's been fun. Quick background on myself. I've been with ADP for over 20 years, so I have a ton of experience, and that just comes in handy as you're in different states, have different questions. I'm part of a national franchise team, so I don't report to locally Salt Lake City, and that just means I have a lot of experience working with franchises across the country, and have a good team of people behind me, making sure we're taking good care of you. So that's a little background on myself. Love playing racquetball every day, or tennis. So that's kind of some hobbies of myself. I'm a big scuba diver as well, try and dive with sharks every chance I get. So and I'm a passionate sports fan as well. I have too many hobbies. So counting down to the days for when I can finally retire here in the future and really enjoy my hobbies daily. So I guess I get my racquetball in daily. So that's just a quick background on me. So I thought I would just jump into ADP's services. Like Brandy mentioned, ADP's best known for payroll. That's something that we can do for you all at a really inexpensive price. We do have different packages on our payroll, so I thought I'd start with our least expensive option and actually go through some pricing so you have a feel for what we're going to charge to process payroll. If you have any questions, feel free to ask those questions. So I want this to be as conversational as you would like, and I think questions that you have, other people might have as well. I'll go through the different packages that ADP offers, and then touch on some extra things as well that you might not be aware we offer, like workers' compensation, 401k, simple IRA plans, and things beyond that as well. So let me dive in. I'm going to share my screen. So I thought I'd just start out, a lot of you are in business already. You're familiar with this, but I thought I'd just touch on this briefly as this is shown to new franchisees that maybe haven't been business owners in the past. So when you give somebody a job, there's different taxes that you have to pay as an employer. Employees pay taxes. And so I thought I'd just take a quick minute, touch on this, and then kind of what ADP offers or kind of how we handle this. So when you hire an employee for the first time, you as an employer have some taxes that you have to pay on top of gross wages. Social Security and Medicare are going to be the biggest taxes that you have to pay. So that's the FICA tax. And on the employer side, that's 7.65% in payroll taxes on top of gross wages. You have a federal unemployment tax, which is at 0.6%. Once an employee has made $7,000 in a calendar year, that turns off. So you stop paying that on that employee. And then state unemployment is your only controllable tax. I'll touch on that more here in a minute. But that state unemployment in Utah starts at 1.4%. Every state's a little different. That rate is not workers' comp. This is a tax based on employees being laid off or fired. And if they try to claim unemployment against you and they're successful, that's how your rate will go up. So your rate can get as low as 0.2, as high as 7.2%. Every January, that rate's going to vary a little bit. There's taxable wage limits based on the state you're in. Utah, once an employee's made $41,600, that turns off for that employee that calendar year. And it's going to vary again based on your state. And I have, everybody's state info. If we have a one-on-one conversation, I can certainly provide that. So when you give somebody a job, you're paying about 9.65%, or I say 10% is a round number. So you pay somebody $1,000, that's going to cost you another 100 roughly in payroll taxes. And then workers' compensation is on top of that. Workers' comp is an insurance that covers workplace injury. That's something that ADP is really good at managing for you. And I'll touch more on workers' comp in a second. So employees, as you give somebody a job, as you've been an employee in the past, they pay FICA tax. So they're paying that 7.65%, that's Social Security and Medicare. And then federal and state tax are generally based on marital status and dependents. So if somebody's married with multiple dependents, they're usually paying less in federal and state taxes than somebody who's single, zero dependents. So these are taxes they pay that's going to come off of their gross wage. Some states are different. Texas, Washington State, for example, Florida don't have a state withholding tax for the employee. In Utah, it's a 5% flat tax. Deductions aren't factored in. So each state's, could be a little different. Biggest reason as you have employees get started with your franchise that you'd use ADP is just not just figuring all of this out, but then the hassle of getting these taxes to the IRS and state. So with any package, and we have 4 levels of pricing, ADP is going to handle the IRS deposit. So the 8109 deposit is going to be sending your FICA, your federal taxes to the IRS. Again, state deposits. Here in Utah, we have the State Tax Withholding Office, the Department of Workforce Services for the state unemployment. Each state's a little different where those state taxes go. And then at the end of the quarter, you have what's called a 941 that needs to be filed. The 941 just reconciles your FICA federal taxes. That goes to the IRS. There's state returns, again, based on the state unemployment, the state withholding. You have W-2s that go to the employees, a 940 that reconciles your federal unemployment tax that goes to the IRS, and then a W-3 reconciles the W-2s and goes to the IRS. So we have 4 levels of pricing on any package. We're going to take care of all of these taxes, assume the liability. If the IRS or state come calling, definitely it's on us. I want to pause for a second. Any questions so far? Okay. I touched on workers' compensation. So ADP is able to get you a quote on that. We're really good at workers' compensation. Again, that's different than your state unemployment. Workers' compensation is an insurance that you're required to have that covers workplace injury. We work with 14 A-rated national carriers and several state agencies like the California State Workers' Comp Program. So ADP is able to shop out your workers' compensation with these national carriers, or sometimes a state, kind of workers' comp of last resort carriers. Generally, we're coming in with the best price on workers' comp 99% of the time with one of our carriers, and then it's pay as you go or pay by pay. So normally with workers' compensation, you have to deal with the down payment. They'll estimate the wages for the year and then estimate how much the premium is going to be for the workers' compensation insurance. Generally, 25% is required up front. At the end of the year, based on when the policy started, you have to produce reports showing what the actual workers' comp should be based on gross wages paid out during that period. We're able to, because we have payroll bundled with workers' comp, shop it out, get you a great rate, and then make it so it's pay by pay, so that down payment, that year-end audit is eliminated. So that saves you hassle, and usually we can save you money there. Let's jump back in. Okay, so essential payroll is our least expensive option. And with essential payroll, we're able to provide full tax filing. Like I touched on already, we're reconciling your payroll taxes. We respond to any inquiries from the IRS or state, like I touched on already. Since May of '98, when you hire a new employee, you're supposed to report that to the state. We're doing that for you just so they can track parents that owe child support is what's that's mostly for. And then we provide you a new hire link and email as you get started with ADP. You can send to your employees so they're able to add their own W-4 direct deposit information. And then ongoing, we have an online portal called Run you can go to. And from there, you can enter some basic information for the employees and get them added to payroll. Our direct deposit is ultra quick. You can process payroll the day before payday by 3 p.m., 5 o'clock Eastern, and everything's next day direct deposit. We don't charge extra for UPS delivery. So if you have employees that want a check and some want direct deposit, that's no problem. We don't charge extra for the delivery. We're providing an interface with QuickBooks, QuickBooks Online, most accounting systems, Xero, Creative Solutions, Wave Accounting. So our payroll is going to flow right back into your general ledger if you want that to, whether it's employee level detail or company level detail. And then we're providing you, even with our least expensive option, all of the payroll reports you'd need, W-4, I-9, things like that. So cost-wise, let me get you pricing right now. Most people are paying a bi-weekly payroll. So our fees bi-weekly for 1 or 2 people is just $29.67. And then each additional person paid is just $1.21. So as you grow, and maybe the average franchise has 15 people, on a biweekly basis, you're going to be $45.74. So really inexpensive. We charge just a tiny bit extra for the W-2s at the end of the year, a $55 base fee, and then $5.95 per W-2. But I'm usually able to get you at least 2 months free when you get started with ADP. If you were paying on a weekly payroll versus biweekly, I know it's a tough labor market. A lot of franchisees I've been speaking to have started paying their employees weekly versus biweekly just to incentivize people to come over and work for them. You're looking at $34.74 per week for up to 10 people. So any questions so far on the essential package? Okay, so the next package up is called Enhanced Payroll. This is going to provide 5 extras that you don't get with Essential. The first one will be labor law posters. So there are specific posters that you're supposed to have on your wall. We're providing you the federal and state posters up front as things change to labor law. So that's going to be just included with this package. Everything that comes with Essential, you're going to get with the enhanced package. Additionally, if one of your employees has a garnishment, child support, tax lien, that's something that we'll figure out on any package, even Essential. On this package, we'll not only figure it out, but we'll send a payment off for you versus sending you the check to send off. So that's part of the enhanced package. Your state unemployment, I touched on that a little bit already, but that's something that ADP is able to handle full service. If you remember, that state unemployment rate is going to vary. So that is going to be, that state unemployment goes up or down based on employees getting unemployment benefits against you. So if you're with, let's come back to the team. So if you're on our enhanced package, we'll take care of the paperwork as it comes in if somebody tries to claim unemployment against you, and fill out the paperwork after talking to you. And then we'll get on the phone with the state and aggressively try and keep your state unemployment claim from going through if you don't feel like it's justified. So maybe somebody quits or is fired with cause. And so that's something you definitely want good documentation on. But that's how you control your state unemployment rate, is by keeping employees from getting unemployment benefits. And then we're giving you one posting on ZipRecruiter that's there all the time, so you can hire different positions with it. That's a $90 value in and of itself. And then we're giving you 5 background checks per calendar year with the enhanced package. That's per, so criminal history, and we validate social security number. So on a biweekly payroll, 1 or 2 employees, you're going to be at $43.44, and then each additional person paid is just $1.98. If you had 15 people biweekly on the enhanced package, you're at $64.50. On a weekly payroll, you're looking at, for 15 people, $48.87. So that is the enhanced package. Want to jump to the complete with HR Plus next. A lot of our franchisees really like the fact that we can provide some HR support for them. So this package is going to include everything that you get with the enhanced package. You're getting the garnishments, the posters, the unemployment management. You're getting, instead of 1 posting on ZipRecruiter, you're getting 2. So you can hire different positions. We're providing as well 25 background checks per calendar year versus 5. And then we have an employee handbook that you can jump online and create. It's comprehensive. It's based on your state and federal employment law. It's going to ask you which state you're in, how many employees you have, and that's going to ask you several questions. It's an easy process. Usually within half an hour, you have a great handbook that then hits your employees digitally. This is really important just to protect you from unemployment claims, showing the employees understood the policies of the business, as well as wrongful termination lawsuits and things like that. With our HR Plus package, you have unlimited phone and email access to SHRM certified HR professionals. These are people you can turn to for issues that come up as a company. And then we're helping with job descriptions. We're providing you as well training. So there's self-paced online learning on a lot of great HR topics, do's and don'ts of hiring, firing, and kind of everything in between. We're going to provide as well thousands of human resource documents. Our HR team will guide you here to help you just document things correctly. So if you ever have issues with employees, you have something on file that protects you. And then we're providing a document vault with this HR Plus package. Allows you to eliminate paper, put everything into the cloud as far as employee files, and a better HR tracking system on any package with ADP within our online portal. Again, we call Run. We're able to provide great tracking on things like emergency contact and last rate review. Last time you gave them a raise or did a review with them. This gives you upgraded tracking where you can assign property to individuals. You're able to track important dates like anniversary dates, next performance reviews, license and certifications. It just takes it to a new level as far as what we're able to provide you with HR. So, and just tracking all things employee. Cost-wise here, on a biweekly payroll, 1 or 2 employees is $83.47. Each additional person is $1.75. And then at 15, you'd be at $97.13. If it's a weekly payroll, at 15, you'll be $60.61. Any questions so far on anything? Okay, the next package up, our top package, is called HR Pro. A lot of you as new franchisees, this would be overkill. You have to have at least 6 employees for ADP to let me sell you this package. They don't want me to oversell, so to speak. This includes just 3 big extras. The first one would be just enhanced HR support. Now you have proactive check-ins. You have a design team of HR business advisors proactively reaching out to you. They're reaching out to help you create the employee handbook, et cetera. It's the same HR team you have with our HR Plus package, but now you have just more proactive support, people reaching out to you. This package comes as well with Legal Shield. It provides attorneys that can help review contracts, write letters for you. It's very good to have actual support from attorneys. And then we're giving you with this package as well an employee assistance program that allows your employees, as they have personal issues come up, they're able to reach out for counseling sessions, legal and financial referrals. So a lot of really nice extras for the employees to have access to. So cost-wise for HR Pro, you're looking at 15 people bi-weekly, $139.88, and if it's a weekly payroll, $84.01. So as you can see, we have a big mix of services. One thing we offer as well that I want to just talk about is ADP Total Source. ADP Total Source, and I have a brochure on it, but it provides a PEO model. It's probably not a fit for most franchisees until they hit at least 10 employees, but that PEO model allows us to put you into a group of 680,000 employees. So now you're getting Fortune 500 type benefits with group health insurance, a group 401k, etc. So Total Source is something we can offer. Again, it's meant for kind of your bigger companies that are actually offering full benefits.
Dave, we do have
yes.
a question from Taryn. The question is, do you do credit per location, or is the base fee one time and you can add employees from all your locations to one account?
Great question. So it's all based on federal ID numbers. Some business owners have one EIN and multiple locations. If that's the case, no problem. We're able to just have the one base fee and then each additional person paid. If you have multiple federal ID numbers, then it would be considered a new account. And so we'd have the two different base fees. So it's kind of based on filings that need to be done, EIN or federal ID numbers, state ID numbers, et cetera. But yes, if they want to keep costs down, they for sure can open multiple locations with one federal ID number if that works for them. Again, there's reasons to do that and not to do that, and then it would be just a one base fee.
Thanks.
For sure. All right, I know we're coming up against the half hour here. I was going to just share a couple more things briefly. We got disconnected, and that's my browser being difficult, but I want to just touch on retirement briefly. I've touched on a couple of other things. The Secure Act was passed here in 2019 for the 2020 calendar year going forward. It stands for Setting Every Community Up for Retirement Enhancement Act. This is something where you're getting tax credits, federal tax credits, when you set up a retirement plan for the first time. So several states, California, Illinois, Oregon, just to name a few, have started putting in place state-sponsored plans where you either have to put your employees into an automatic enrollment through the state plan to get them kind of participating in an IRA. There's a little more to it, but if you offer something on your own, you don't have to deal with those state plans, which can be a big hassle. So ADP is able to provide 401k or simple IRA. I'll show that more to you in a minute. And then if you were to set something up, you get half of the money you spend in fees back the first 3 years of the retirement plan. And if automatic enrollment is part of the retirement plan, you get an additional $500 in credits. So this is based on fees that you're paying for a retirement plan. I was just working yesterday with the Kid to Kid, and that's getting started with us, and they are implementing a simple IRA. It's a really inexpensive retirement plan. A lot of times as businesses are starting, they want to offer benefits, but as most of you know, health insurance is extremely expensive. So a retirement plan is the second most requested benefit behind health insurance. A simple IRA I can provide at no cost the rest of this year. And then it's just $40 a month for the whole company. After that, the simple IRA allows each individual in the company, including owners, to shelter $14,000 in pre-tax money, $17,000 for anybody 50 or older. And again, as an owner, you can keep employees out who haven't been with you for 1 or 2 years, or allowed everybody in immediately. With the Secure Act credits, you'll get, again, if you started this year with automatic enrollment, you'd pay nothing. You get $500 in lower federal taxes. So the credits are awesome. So it's going to make it so it's very affordable. The simple IRA does come with a basic match requirement of 1 to 3%. Again, love to talk more about it with anybody interested one-on-one. We offer 401k as well. There's 5 or 6 big advantages to 401k, bigger limits, 20,500. 27,000 for those 50 or older. Profit shares allowed. There's vesting, so you can protect a match you offer. You can have different eligibility requirements with the 401k. You can have a financial advisor tied to a 401k plan if you have an advisor you want to work with. If you offer a match, you can protect that match for a certain amount of time, up to 6 years. So the 401k has several big advantages. Again, that's a conversation I'd love to have one-on-one and really explain in depth. I want to pause for a minute. It's 33 after. I was going to just touch on health insurance to kind of finish up. Any questions that come up? I know we're running against the time.
That's okay. We definitely want to hear about health insurance.
Perfect. So I'll just touch on that last. So ADP is able to shop out your health insurance in most of the larger states. We are, so I'm not licensed on health insurance. I am on 401k. I do the time tracking with ADP, et cetera. Brad Berg would be the one to shop that out, but we're able to get you a quote on health insurance in most markets. Texas, California, Oregon, New York, again, most of the larger states, we're able to shop out your health insurance. And similar to workers' comp, if you have ADP shopping out your health insurance, it's simplified because we're taking care of everything. We have the employee data, we see who's eligible, and so we take care of notices and managing that for you. So that's something that if you do look at our health insurance, I always say be ready for sticker shock. Health insurance is not an inexpensive option. Again, Brad, my coworker with ADP, would be the one to quote that, but you're looking at about $300 or so per employee per month for health insurance. So it's an expensive benefit, something that, again, as you grow, could be maybe a better fit than as you're just getting started and new. And again, it depends on the makeup of your company as well. So
is there a minimum enrollment for health insurance?
So as long as we have 2 people participating with at least one being a non-owner, we can shop out the health insurance and get a quote that way.